Great question. Fan of Jackie's movies forever, and wanted to work with him for over 20 years, and we almost did Rush Hour together, and we almost did another movie together, and then finally this third time we had a chance to work together. So I think we both brought a lot of dreams and ideas into this film, and really enjoyed working together. And I tried to take all the experience I have in action movies and all that I've learned from his movies and the kind of parts that he plays, and put it all into this one movie. And I really wanted to have these Jackie signature moments and the tone of his humor and the style of his action to give the fans the kind of Jackie that they love. Well, first of all, great question. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And in action movies in general, I've learned that you want to paint the hero into a corner where it's an absolutely impossible situation for him to survive, and then you have to figure out a way how he will survive. And so he brought up Die Hard 2, and I'm happy because I'll take credit for that too, where Bruce Willis ends up in the cockpit of this plane on the ground. It's completely surrounded by the terrorists. They are shooting at him. They are throwing hand grenades at him. It's completely an impossible situation to survive. And what the screenwriter had was he just ran to the rear door of the plane and ran out. And I was like,
oh, really?
Well, that's not fair. That's like completely lame. It can't be like that. He's like, well, what else are you going to do? And I thought, and then I came up with something that actually is not real. It's A, you can't use an ejection seat on the ground. It doesn't work like that. And B, it's a cargo plane. Cargo planes don't have ejection seats.
Okay, right,
but I feel that you can cheat as long as you do it convincingly, and where the audience will still buy it. And so I came up with the idea that there's an ejection seat and he uses it and gets out just when the whole place blows up. And it became a really, really crowd-pleasing scene. People loved it. And nobody stopped to think about, would this kind of a plane really have a seat like that? Could you really do it from the ground? And you just buy it. But there's always a limit to, you can't cheat the audience too much, because then all the reality goes out, and then they don't trust you anymore as a filmmaker. And yes, actually, all the things pretty much that he mentions are ideas that I came up with. And like in Deep Blue Sea, some of L. Jackson's character didn't even exist in the script. But I had done Long Kiss Goodnight with him before, and we had so much fun working together, we agreed that we have to always work together. And so when I read Deep Blue Sea, I realized there was nothing for him. And then I thought, okay, how do I bring him into this movie? And then actually, I was thinking of one of my favorite movies, Alien, where in Alien, there was this actor, Tom Skerritt, is the captain of the ship. And he was the solid, heroic guy on the ship. And everybody expects that, well, you know, he's going to lead the crew to safety. The audience feels like that's the anchor of the story. That's the guy that we can put all our hopes on. Nobody knew who Sigourney Weaver was. They've never heard of her. And then when he just all of a sudden, 1/3 into the movie, he dies, the audience is just left like, oh my God, what the hell? If he dies, then what's going to happen? And then Sigourney Weaver becomes the hero of the story. So I decided to use the same idea, where Samuel L. Jackson is clearly the most famous person in the movie. So he clearly has to be the hero and the star of the movie. But it's a complete mislead for the audience, so that just when he is giving this heroic speech of like, we're going to stick together and we're going to do it all and I'm going to lead you to safety and this is the way we're going to do it, boom, he's eaten by a shark right in the middle of the speech. And the whole idea was mislead the audience into a certain direction and just completely surprise them, so that they are definitely awake and now they are really following what's going to happen after this. Translate that.
What do you think?
Sounds great. Well, I love Sly, and maybe it's something that can happen in the future. Yeah, yeah.